Good morning, and we are live in County Meath for the Student Enterprise Awards 2022. You're all very, very welcome. My name is Noel Davidson, and we're streaming live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and we hope that you have your mobile phones with you because you're going to need them, not just to give a shout out to your team on social media, use the hashtag Student Enterprise, but also we're going to have the live interactive quiz later on where we have some prizes to give away. We have some special guests, we have some great speakers, and of course, we have the awards. You're all very welcome. Sit back and enjoy the show. So we have a couple of guest speakers, and to kick it off, I have great pleasure to welcome David Gilroy, the Cathaoirleach of Meath County Council, to open up today's awards. Over to you, Cathaoirleach.
As Cathaoirleach of Meath County Council, I'm delighted to be part of the 2022 County Meath final of the fantastic Student Enterprise programme. I think it's safe to say that the future of enterprise is extremely bright, judging by the quality of the businesses set up in the county schools since September. Nationally, over 22,000 students, just like you, take part in the Student Enterprise programme every year. This academic year in Meath, over 1,200 students from 15 secondary schools from all over the county participated in the programme, which is the biggest number ever. And you have been chosen to represent your school as the cream of the enterprise crop, so you should be very proud of your achievement. The promotion of an enterprise culture is something that is very important to the local enterprise offices, and where better place to start than with the entrepreneurs of the future. Pre-COVID, students had the benefit of starting their enterprise journey courtesy of the local enterprise office Student Enterprise Idea Generation Days. We haven't been able to offer this to students in the past couple of years, but teachers, please note that the local enterprise office does intend to get back to running these sessions in the very near future. Students, I'm sure the in-person visits to your school by Serena and Yvonne from About Communications were a great resource in helping you develop your business idea. We were very happy that these could take place this year and that Serena and Yvonne also made themselves available via Zoom when an in-person visit wasn't possible. These workshops helped get you to where you are today, presenting your business idea in such an impressive manner through your video business report or poster. I would like to acknowledge the support of all teachers and parents, guardians, who have no doubt helped you enormously throughout all stages of your business. Maybe you received a loan to get you started from the bank of Mam and Dad. Maybe you hailed Taxi Mammy on more than one occasion to bring you to your business meetings. Or maybe you were just well supplied with endless food and cups of tea. Whatever the contribution, they all deserve a great big thank you. Today your business was adjudicated on the quality of your product service, market and innovation, sales, sustainability, adaptability, the business report or poster, finances and personal development. It's not necessarily the business which made the most money which will win today. It's about a combination of all the elements required for business success. I'm sure the judges had a very hard time making up their minds. I wish each and every one of you here today all the very best of luck in your studies and your future business endeavours. To our first place winners in each category, who will be going forward for the final selection and hoping to secure a place at the national final on May the 18th in the Helix, the whole county will be behind you. We are very proud of you all, and you should be very proud of yourselves. I hope that this experience of running your own business has been most enjoyable and beneficial, and will prompt you, maybe sometime in the future, to choose self-employment as an option. The world needs people like you to keep it running. Well done to one and all.
Oh, thank you, Cathaoirleach, and some great words there. And it has been an absolute pleasure seeing the entries come in from which is one of the strongest counties in the country from what we've seen. And a very proud Meath man there is acknowledging that. So thank you, David, the Cairlocht of Meath County Council. A great pleasure to also welcome in Jackie Maguire, so the Chief Executive of Meath County Council, to say a few words. Over to you, Jackie.
Hello to everyone tuned in this morning to the County Meath final of the Student Enterprise Programme. Through its local enterprise office, Meath County Council is delighted once again to be part of this very exciting initiative, especially as 2022 marks the 20th anniversary of the programme. It's exciting for you, the students, because it has given you the opportunity to set up and run your own business. I'm sure at times that was very challenging. Things don't always go to plan, but I'm hoping that the good things you experienced by being your own boss more than outweighed the bad. It's very exciting for us to see the fantastic, innovative ideas that are coming from the minds of the younger population of the county. It reassures us that the future of enterprise in County Meath is as bright as our students are. It was super to see so many active social media accounts set up as part of the Student Enterprise Programme this year. There was a big increase in the number compared to last year. You were all flat out, I'm telling you, on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok, promoting your businesses in innovative, imaginative ways. Some of you reached international audiences and got customers overseas as a result, so well done to you all. And indeed, teachers, we can't thank you enough for opening up your schools to the programme, and to Serena and Yvonne, who did the in-school workshop. We really couldn't run the programme without you. Your dedication to the subject of enterprise is very much appreciated, and we hoped that the Student Enterprise Programme makes the teaching of it easier for you. Parents and caregivers, we are so grateful to you also for the unswerving support and guidance and advice you gave. Hopefully, if you were persuaded to invest in a business, you are now seeing a good return. Meath County Council, through the Leo, is delighted to sponsor the prizes today, and I believe there are many of them. And if you don't win today, don't be disheartened. The things you have learned through setting up your business, be it the discovery of new talents or the ability to negotiate or to present your business case, will stand to you for the rest of your life. If any of you decide that being your own boss is something you would very much like to do after school or indeed college, don't forget that the door of the Leo Enterprise Office is always open to you. The Leo provides a range of supports to businesses, including financial aid, mentoring, training and business advice. These supports are there for all aspiring and existing entrepreneurs in the county. So look, congratulations to all of you for your fantastic achievement. Thank you all for what you have done for enterprise in County Meath. Good luck to all of our winners today as you compete with all the other businesses around the county to secure a place at the national final in May. No matter what, you should be very proud of yourselves, as we are indeed.
Oh, thank you, Jackie. And you mentioned there the local enterprise office, or known as the Leo, and it could be somewhere that you're going to maybe use some of the supports and some of the training available in the future if you follow down that entrepreneurial path. So I have great pleasure in welcoming the head of enterprise in Meath local enterprise office, Joe English. Joe, good morning to you. How are you?
I'm great, Noel. Sure, what could be wrong on a lovely sunny morning?
Absolutely. We had a fabulous weekend of weather, but we've had a fabulous entry this year. Like every single year, we are knocked over with the quality. And this is its 20th year. And it's no different than any year from the numbers, but the quality this year was extraordinary, wasn't it, Joe?
The quality was absolutely fantastic. And I was a judge, and boy, it took me a long time to go through all the applicants, all of the videos. I mean, it was incredible. It was a very, very tough gig to pick the winners. And I congratulate everybody.
We've often said in years and years, you know, the judges have a very tough job, but you are taking part of that role this year. It's very hard to find winners out of such quality.
I mean, this year we had 15 schools involved. We had 1,200 students. and 179 small businesses to look at. It was absolutely fantastic. We had to whittle it down, unfortunately, but we've 20 prizes being awarded today, you know, and across the country, there are over 22,000 students taking part. It is a fantastic program.
And you mentioned the word program. I think that's really important. This is its 20th year, but we've seen, and I know you've seen personally, Joe, previous participants who may not win today, and haven't won in the past, but they came back and built businesses or worked for other thriving businesses in County Meath.
Yeah, and not alone that, but I mean, the skills they learned when they were 14, 15, 16 years old, whatever it is, they never forgot them. And they brought those skills to bear when they were in their 20s or 30s and starting their own business. So, what you've learned over the last few months in this program will stick with you all through your life.
Yeah, it's super and great to hear that being called out, because sometimes we take it for granted that the reason we're doing it, and it's the skills that are learned by the participants that we know are going to stick with them for their future lives, as you said. Now, there has been a team of people involved, because I mentioned the word program, and I'm going to bring in one of those people, which is Jack Kavanagh, Assistant Student Coordinator. Yvonne, welcome. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Good morning. Delighted to be here.
Great to have you. And as Joe said, that this has been one hell of a program this year with County Meath. You've been very busy.
Yes, it has been fantastic. As Serena and I have noticed this year more than ever, the quality and standard of the enterprises and the entries has just been outstanding. It really has been a terrific year. And the students have to be congratulated for all the hard work that they've put in, because at times it was a difficult year and they came through, they faced all the challenges that presented themselves and excelled. It was fantastic.
Yeah. And, you mentioned difficult year. It's been a difficult 2 years for families, for businesses, for individuals, as we've been battling through the shackles of the pandemic. The students have really given us hope this year, Yvonne, of just how tenacious they can be battling those little adversities of the restrictions of COVID.
Oh, they have, yes. I mean, before Christmas, quite a number of our schools were very badly hit and had no choice but to cancel fair days and, sales days. But the students rallied around, and with wonderful support from teachers, from schools, parents, families, and even local communities, they picked themselves up, and there were fair days and sales opportunities in January organised, which we'd never had before. And there were a couple of Valentine's Day fairs, and even one of our larger schools at the moment is organising an Easter bazaar. So with that level of support for the students, like the enterprise program is still going. There's still, a lot of work being done, and it's fantastic to see. And all students, teachers, schools, they should be congratulated for that. It has been wonderful.
Absolutely. Should be very, very proud. And today, Joe, it's a celebration of that entrepreneurship, because as Yvonne said, it's still going on. So even though the awards are today, they're planning for Easter and beyond, which is fantastic.
Yeah. It is absolutely brilliant. And I'd like to put a shout out to Yvonne and Serena for the fantastic work they did over the last year. You make this program work, and you put in huge amount of effort. So I'd like to thank you both for that. Also to Caroline Lynch in the local enterprise office, who coordinates the whole program. Super work there. And we cannot do it without the teachers. It has, as you mentioned, Yvonne, has been a challenging year, but we'd really, really like to thank the teachers and also the school principals for allowing it to happen. It's fantastic for us to be able to go into the schools. We know we add a lot, but it's also, it's interfering with schedules in the schools and so forth. So we really thank the teachers and the principals for allowing us to make it happen.
Yeah. And Yvonne, I know Joe normally would thank the judges, but since he's one of the judges this year, I'm going to pass that to you.
Yes, we would really like to thank the judges this year. As Joe said, it was not an easy job. And just from, ourselves, myself and Serena, collating the entries and sending them on, we were commenting that thank goodness we didn't have to judge these because they were superb. So I'd like to thank Joe. I'd like to thank Deirdre Healy, Katrina Flaherty, Mark Baldwin and Lorna Cooney for the wonderful work that you've done and the hours that you put in with such a huge amount of entries. Thank you very much. You were great for giving everybody a fair shot this year and looking over so many. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Yvonne. Now, this year, like any year, there are some prizes and there's some amazing cash prizes and a wonderful trophy this year. So there it is in all its glory. And they will be winning its way to the winners later today or later this week. As we announce them, your prizes will be on your way. But we mentioned it earlier on with Joe, but I'm going to go back and circle back to it, Yvonne. Not everybody will win today, but there's great refuge and solace in the fact that we've seen in years past people that didn't win go on to amazing things.
Yes, that's true. And that happens every year. And I see this year is no different. Sure, these enterprises are continuing on as we speak, getting ready for those Easter sales days. But every year it happens that it's not just the enterprises that take home the county prizes or the national prizes. But they go on and they build successful businesses. They develop on their student enterprise. And then we'll meet them later on, or we'll hear back from our colleagues in the Leo, that they've come back as adults with new enterprises. And the fact that they can attribute student enterprise program for being, where that entrepreneurial spark was ignited, like that's a testament to the success of the program. And that's why we do it. It's fantastic. It really is.
And that is why we do it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So as I said earlier on, the students are watching live. They have their mobile phones with them, we hope, because you're going to need it later on. And give your team a shout out. No, it's working all right. I can see Jim Pickens has just said, "Hi, Mum." And Mum comes back and says, "Hi, son. Get off your phone." So no, he's going to need it later on, Mum, because we're going to be doing some live quizzes and you'll need that. So thank you very much. I'm going to bounce you guys back into the green room and we're going to give a quick shout out to all the schools. I'm going to need a deep breath on this one because, as you said, Joe, there's 15 schools and a lot of entries into this. So Yvonne, I will see you later on. Thanks very much. And Joe, I'm going to see you later on because we're going to be bringing you back to announce the winners very shortly.
Okay.
So let's give a quick shout out. So let's kick it off. 15 schools and all the entries. So Meath Student Enterprise Programme 2022. We had Coláiste Clavan, Coláiste de Lacy, Coláiste na Meath, Dunshaughlin Community College, Eureka in Kells, Loreto in Navan, O'Carolan College in Nobber, Ratoath College, St. Kieran's in Kells, St. Joseph's Mercy in Navan, St. Oliver Post-Primary in Oldcastle, St. Patrick's Classical School, St. Peter's College in Dunboyne, Beaufort College and Coláiste na Hins. And representing Coláiste Clavan, we have Sensational Smells. Representing Coláiste de Lacy, we have Artemis, EA Chocolate Mixes, Firework Candles, Silver Linings. Welcome Coláiste na Meath. And representing them, we have Fresh Awakenings, CNM Confectionery. Dunshaughlin Community College, represented by Ballooniacs, Bombs Away, Goat Bars, and Scrunch Safe. Eureka in Kells, we've got Jars of Joy, Bio Bling, Fluorescence Accessories, CNC Creations, Ava's Calf Enterprise, Bianca's Wooden Wonderland, Macrame Crystal Necklaces, and Quilcha Cards. Loreto Navan, represented by Gems and Souls, TY Charms, Cute Collages, and the Mad Hatters of Loreto Navan. O'Carolan College in Nobber, we have Fwynnev, Orrock, Travel Treats, Bog Buns, Dope Discs, and It's the Bomb. Representing Ratoath College, we have The Bakeaway and Livena. St. Kieran's in Kells, 45 Degrees, Model Airlines. Representing St. Joseph's and Mercy in Navan, we have Carta Beat, Celtic Crystals, Pamper Packs, Choco Blocks, Deck of Decision, Final Touches, Jimark, KC Beads, Mercy Bracelets, and Mercy Melts. St. Oliver's Post-Primary, Element Gang Shuffle, and Will's Welly Holders. St. Patrick's Classical School, a big deep breath for this one, there's a lot of them. We have Barreletta, Wool Savers, Eastern Machinery Sales, Easy Mix, Anquilama, Box Company, CDE Games, The Manager's Notebook, Sweet Tooth, Creation, Essential Sports, Pizza Packages, Sensational Crafts, St. Patrick's Birds Feeders, Sliced, Navan Dog Services, and Castle Wallets. St. Peter's College, Luna Jewellery, Piece of Cake, The Wellness Box, Golden Chains, Daisy Sweets, Crystal Clear Jewellery, Eclipse, Yamfa, Scented TM, and Heat Waves. And they are all our entries for this year's programme. Now, it's one thing to hear them. It's another thing to see them. And we have a little montage put together of all your amazing social media entries, because we were thinking of what was the best way to pay tribute. And the one thing we noticed in County Meath this year was the use of social media, whether it be Instagram, whether it be TikTok, whether it be Facebook, whether it be Twitter. It has been stunning. So here is a tribute to all your entries and all of your marketing use on social media. And what a montage. I mean, we were just blown away by the entries this year, and we said, what is the best way of honouring them? And that was to take all of the social media posts that we could find of all the products and services and throw them up on the screen. And on a personal note, after doing this in many counties, I think that was the longest montage that we had because it was just fantastic. Yvonne, thank you so much, and Serena, for getting those together and sending them over. It was great to see all the entries. Now, I have great pleasure in welcoming in our very special guest today. He's a speaker, he's a facilitator, and he is all about mental and emotional well-being. You might have seen him on some TED Talks, you might have seen him interviewed on Tommy Tiernan, but I've great pleasure on bringing in Jack Kavanagh as our guest speaker today. Jack, good morning to you. How are you?
I am in great form. I'm absolutely blown away by what I've seen already this morning. Delighted to be here, and thanks so much for having me.
It's an
Hello, by the
absolute
way, to
pleasure.
everybody that's tuning in.
It's an absolute pleasure. Now, I know that you were having a school reunion this year. It was 10-year reunion since being in school, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that kind of gives away maybe my age. So I'm 29, so it's actually 11 years, but COVID got in the way of our 10-year reunion. So we spent the weekend getting back in touch and rekindling the relationships again. And you know, as time goes on, the people you meet in school are important at that period. But as time goes on and you all go out into the world and do the wonderful things that you will do and face the challenges that you will face and whatever may happen in your life, I think it's brilliant just to be able to come back and reconnect every now and then. And the big thing over the weekend that we were discussing was really how important the group was, being able to touch back in and to have those people that you can lean on or maybe get in touch with during the good times as well as the more challenging times that we all face.
Absolutely.
So,
And let's talk about that, because I want to bring you back to the school days. So for all the students that are watching, they're going to identify with this, your TY year, you're going into your leaving cert. What was Jack Kavanagh looking forward to? Like, what was the path that we were choosing for yourself?
yeah, so it's really interesting. Like all of you have spent the last couple of months developing businesses, and the area that was really pulling me at that time was, I suppose, I'd come through my younger years of really being challenged by dyslexia, and I started to get some of the help that I needed, and I learned to apply myself. And then as I came into secondary school and journeyed through that period, like all of you, I think it's some of the most challenging years of your life, because every part of you is being stretched and adapting and growing, and you're pushing out against all of the boundaries that are in your world, whether that's the boundaries that your parents or teachers have set, and you're certainly stretching them. And I was going through all of that as well, and you wonder how you fit in, and you're questioning your body image, and you have your first um, friendship relationships and maybe boyfriends, girlfriends, or whatever it might be. And so all that was happening, and my interest was really in people and health, from an academic standpoint or a career standpoint. And so I started working towards that. But running in parallel, and I think this is really important for everyone, is that we all have the life side as well. And the thing that was really fueling me in life was were sports. And I played a lot of rugby growing up in Navan. I'm from Dunshaughlin. I played in Navan growing up, and then I did a lot of running. But my ultimate passion was really in water sports. And Noel, I know that you sail, and it started with sailing, but it developed into windsurfing. And during my summers, around third year on, I started to train and do the variety of different things that would allow me to become an instructor. So I did my first aid training, I did my powerboat training, and then I became an instructor when I was in fifth year. And so during those periods, I would spend my summers working in the west of Ireland in a place that some of you might know called Coláiste Uisce. And it's an Irish college out in Belmullet. And that was my happy place. That was the place that I would go that really made me feel alive. And I think it's important that all of us find activities and spaces and places that give us that, whether it's with a team or whether it's in developing your business like you are today or over the past few months. And maybe it's with music, and maybe it's conversations with a particular group of friends, but they're the things that really fuel us and make us feel alive and help us then to manage when we face the inevitable challenges.
And we talk about challenges, and each of us face their own, but a very particular challenge changed the whole direction of your life when you were 20. You might tell everyone what happened.
Yeah, so it was the end of my first year in college. I'd worked towards becoming, pursuing, I suppose, the path of becoming a health professional, and I was just after finishing my first year studying pharmacy. And at the end of that year in college, I went back down to the west of Ireland to instruct. And I think it's kind of important to set the scene here because I remember on one of the first days down there, a really important moment in my life was one of the first days down there that summer. After work, I cycled off to the beach and I was by myself. And I remember leaning my bike up against the sand dunes and then strolling out onto the beach. And I sat down about 100 meters from where I started. And I remember seeing footprints in the sand. And I remember the sun was setting and the waves were breaking. And I just caught myself smiling. And I think all of us sometimes catch ourselves in the moment. And what I realized was that it was the first time that I could remember starting to feel a bit more comfortable with myself. Um, all of you are in different stages of secondary at the moment, and there's lots of questions that we ask. And around age 20, I started to get some answers to some of those questions, and I started to really feel more comfortable with myself. But more than that, I was proud of myself. And that might sound strange, but I actually realized that I was proud of myself for the work that I'd put in over the past couple of years. And I think it's really important that I say this in the context of what is happening today, because something that I learned very young in life through my journey with dyslexia was that I learned that life rewards effort. And it doesn't matter because with dyslexia, I tried and I got it wrong, and I tried and I got it wrong, and I tried and I got it wrong. But every time I got it wrong, I got a little bit less wrong. And then I began to get it right. And that's something that applies to anything that we do in our lives. And it's the basis of what we call a growth mindset. A lot of schools will talk about growth mindsets. And it's really giving ourselves permission to try things and to work at it and to improve over time, that we don't have to get it all right in a day. And you will have learned that through your business over the past year. And so in that moment on the beach, I realized that I was proud of myself for trying things and for getting things wrong and for trying again. And it had brought me to a really good place. And at the end of that summer, I went away on a holiday with some of my best friends. And on the first day, got up, went for a run, and I spent the afternoon on the beach. And we said we'd go for one more swim. And I ran down the beach as I'd done so many times that day and that week and that summer. And I dived into the water, not realizing how shallow it was. And my head collided with the sandbank. And I broke my neck. And I broke my neck at the fifth vertebrae down. And like you said, in a moment, everything changed. I can remember my body went limp. I remember floating up to the surface and being face down. And I remember realizing that I couldn't roll over. And in that moment, it was kind of ironic because I was a lifeguard. I was probably the best trained of all of my friends to deal with that scenario. And the next day I woke up and I was in intensive care. And you start to begin to piece together what's going on. I was groggy, but I remember looking up and counting 8 screws in the light fitting above my head, realizing that my head was in a metal cage, that was supporting my neck, that I had tubes going in my nose and my throat, keeping me breathing and hydrated, and that I was on life support. And as I became aware of all of that, one of my best mates, Gareth, walked around the bottom of the bed, and he was crying but smiling, and I couldn't speak, but I just mouthed the words, "It's going to be okay." And I needed to hear that as much as he did. And I think that's true, actually, of many of the challenges we face, whether it's in our personal lives, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's with a friend group in school, whether it's with a setback in sport or a goal that you have for your life. We all think we'll go in a straight line from point A to point B. And for a moment, if you think, we think, wouldn't that be wonderful? But if you for a moment think about a heart rate monitor, if you go from one side to the other in a straight line, it's not good news.
No,
And so
it's dead. Yeah.
yeah, and so I often talk about life is just this trajectory of ups and downs that we all go on, and that's the heartbeat of life. And we'll all go on these ups and downs. And over the next couple of years, the reality became very, very obvious for me. I was paralyzed, and I am. At the moment, I have about 15% muscle function. So my shoulders, my biceps, and my wrists. You might notice I have gloves on my hands, and I don't have any finger function or movement below my armpits. And I get around using a wheelchair now, and those gloves help me with grip on my wheels and so on. I was told all of the things that I would never do again, and my first job was to start to challenge those things. We talk about developing a vision, and all of you will have had a vision for your business of where you would like to get to. And I like to think of it as an inspiring vision. And the word inspire actually means to breathe in. And so if you think about the vision that you all set for your business, it wasn't a straightforward road when you actually went on the journey. But if it's inspiring enough to you, if you believe enough in what you're trying to achieve, that's the thing that gives you oxygen to keep going forward. And so at the time I was in rehab. I had been air ambulanced back to Ireland. I was in rehab. My first job was to learn to breathe by myself again. And then I set this vision, this inspiring vision for myself of getting back to college the next year. I needed help with absolutely everything at the time. And it was a huge challenge for me. But the next year I found myself back in college, and little by little over the next couple of years, I started to challenge all of the things I was told I'd never do again. And I live a very fulfilling life now. I qualified as a health professional and travel internationally. As you mentioned, we've made documentaries, and now I run my own business as well. So it's been a good journey.
And talking about that journey, because after the accident, and you were told that these are now your boundaries. In other words, that these are the things that you can't do, and you looked at that as each one of them a challenge, and you started to break boundaries. And there is a documentary. It's yourself, and you reference them a couple of times. Your pals, the people that you met on that journey to your early 20s, that joined with you to break these boundaries together. And we see here there's a couple of awards. So well done on the Garden State Film Festival and the unrestricted view of the film year in 2017. But tell us a little bit about the documentary Breaking Boundaries and what you set out to do.
Yeah, so it's important to say that nothing I've achieved I've done alone. And I think that's true of all of us. If you look at what's been done today and what you've all achieved over the past couple of months, and none of it was done by yourself. Whether it was input from the work that Leo have done with you, or your teachers, or your peers, or your parents. Yes, so much of it was done by each one of you individually, but collectively you come together and do something great. And That's what happened with making the documentary. Um, I saw a lot of my friends and peers at the time traveling internationally, and I was back in college at this stage. And I'd been told you'll never do anything without the assistance of two people, and you'll live quite a limited life. And I really wanted to challenge that. Um, and so I was sitting with a friend having dinner, and I got frustrated. And often the best things in life actually come from a place of frustration. You know, when you're at one of those low points on the heartbeat, um, and you're having a tough time, that's sometimes where the breakthrough moments come. And I just said I want to go traveling, and I want it to be a story that we can tell our grandkids. And he looked at me and he said, "Well, why not? Why should we not make that happen?" And I think why not is a great approach to take. And so we set about it. I came home that weekend, and the whole idea was we wanted to travel the west coast of the States, but more importantly, we wanted to bring people along for the journey. And that the best way that we could tell that story was through a documentary. And so I came home, and it was my first pitch, I suppose, really publicly. And I made a video. I made a video pitching the idea publicly and put it on a funding website. And next thing, money started to come in. People thought this was a good idea. And we had this moment of going, uh-oh, now we need to make this
Need
happen.
to do it. Yeah, exactly.
And like all of you with your businesses and with so many things you'll do in life, you you learn many things along the way, but so much of it gets figured out as you're doing it.
Yeah.
And that's what the adults don't tell you, is that every day, every one of us is getting up and we're figuring it out, and we're leaning on people that have a bit more experience in an area or whatever. But particularly when you're pulling together a big project or an enterprise or anything like this, you lean on lots of different people, and that's pulling the best of what they have together is how you figure out to achieve your ambition. And so over the next period of time, we raised enough funds to rent the equipment we needed, and to make this documentary and produce it. And it ended up getting the highest airtime of the year when it released on TV3 later, about a year and a half later. And we went on this incredible journey together, physically and metaphorically, of doing the trip, but also it having all these other layers that there was, I suppose, an enterprise built around it. Um, and on that journey, we did lots of things that you would expect a young person to do, but not things that you would expect someone with quadriplegia to do, someone with 15% muscle function. Things like skydiving, things like whitewater rafting. We managed to weasel our way into a VIP um, uh, reception with U2 and all the LA celebs, Cameron Diaz and Julia Roberts and all of these kind of things. And we were just making it happen, going on an adventure. And I think it's in a great way to approach life, to approach the things that we do in our lives, thinking about them as adventures. Because in any adventure, you prepare as best you can and you set out to do something. And inevitably, as you go on the adventure, there's these valleys and there's the peaks and the troughs.
Yeah.
And while you're there, you lean on each other, you draw on your internal resources, and you realize actually you're capable of much more than you ever realized, that you've got an internal strength that you didn't know, that you're more adaptable than possibly you give yourself credit for. And actually, you've got many of the skills that you need to achieve wonderful things.
No,
So
Jack,
that was some of
stunning.
what we learned on the journey.
Yeah, yeah, and stunning, and it was the springboard, if I can use that phrase, of what came after, and you've made a career out of now, inspiring others and focusing on well-being and mental health. Before I let you go, it's probably my favorite question to ever ask, especially during the Student Enterprise Program. Jack, I want you to go back those 11 years, and you are now live watching this show, and you appear the later self that we have today. What one piece of advice would you have given yourself back then? You know, if you're watching live now, what advice would you have given yourself?
Um, the number one piece of advice that I would have given myself is go for it. Whatever it is. And the reason that I say that is that, particularly with the online world now, as many benefits as there are, we spend a lot of time comparing ourselves to other people. We spend a lot of times looking at people that are further along the journey and thinking that we have to be in a certain place before we start. And actually, all of the people that you're looking at started small, no matter what they were doing. They didn't know, they were unsure of themselves, and yet they began. And no matter what you want to do in life, whether you want to run your first kilometer, or you want to start a business, or you want to ask someone out, or go on a date, or whether, no matter what it is in your life, go for it.
Just do it.
What I learned with what happened in my life is that life is short. We don't get a second chance at it. And believe and back in yourself and just go for it. It's okay to be a beginner, because every one of us really is a beginner every day. And you have to be a beginner to become intermediate and to become the pro. So yeah, just go for it.
Jack, it's fantastic advice, and thank you so much for joining us today. If anyone wants to find out a little bit more about Jack and his endeavours, it's jack-kavanagh.com, and the link then to the documentary is there. So we'd invite you to. We could talk all day, Jack, but I know that the students are all waiting for their awards and to be announcements. But thanks for joining in today, and it's an amazing story. But I think it's only the beginning of a very substantial story. And when we ask what our significance is, what we leave behind us, you're inspiring. You're absolutely inspiring. Jack, thank you very much indeed for joining us today.
Thanks so much, and congratulations to everyone for giving it a go. Cheers.
Thank you, Jack. Look after yourself. Slán. So that was Jack Kavanagh, and a fantastic guy, and sat in the very same seat you guys were in 11 years ago. And the lessons learned, I think, was great to share today. And his big message is, just do it. Just go for it. So if you have your mobile phones with you, we're going to ask you, now's the time to take them out, because we have our live quiz. And I'm going to ask you to go to a website and log in with a code that I'll throw up on the screen. But we have this morning 2 one-for-all vouchers, not too shabby, of €100 each. So we're going to give this away to our top 2 finishers in our quiz. So let's get it up live on the screen. So what we're going to ask you to do is go to menti.com. Now, if you're close to the screen and you have your mobile phone with you, if you shine it at the QR code, it'll load it in automatically. If not, you're going to have to put it in manually. So it's menti.com. Open up a browser, type in menti.com, and when you arrive on the page, it'll ask you to put in a code. And the code is 73536784. So menti.com 73536784. When you log in on the screen, then you will see this a pop up on it. So you know you're in the right place. And if you click the little heart on the screen, we'll be able to see all the little love hearts appear in the bottom right hand corner there. They're starting to appear. Now we know how many people are logging in. Yeah, we've got 3 or 4 people starting to log in, which is great. So we'll give this a few moments, get everyone logged in. Menti.com 73536784. Now, as you log in, we're going to ask you to put in your real name so that we'll be able to identify you if you're lucky enough to win with your teachers. So you'll be able to tell your teacher, yep, that's me. Absolutely. There's the right name. And my little avatar, that was me. We're going to ask you 5 questions. And the faster you answer, the more points you get. So menti.com 73536784. Menti.com 73536784. And well done to the guys back at base there. on social media as well so that you can log in. So 73536784. So let's see how we're doing with our logins. Yeah, we've got 17 people so far, 18 people. I'm going to give it a little bit longer. So get out your mobile phones. I know the teachers were given a special dispensation now today for you to be able to use them in the classroom. So menti.com. Yeah, 20 people logged in. So we're going to give this another few moments, try and get as many people as we can. So menti.com, 73536784. Menti.com, 73536784. And that stays on top of the screen there all the time. You can see it up along the top. So we got 20 people so far. I would love a few more. So I'm going to give one last final count out and then we'll go with it. So a great chance for 20 people to win a prize. We have 2 €100 vouchers for One for All. So menti.com, 73536784. Okay, so we're still at 20, so let's go for it. We're gonna kick it off and we'll ask the 5 questions. So here we have our little avatars appearing on the screen of our 20 players this morning. And here we go. So question 1 of 5. The faster you answer, the more points you get. Who is Stefani Germanotta, better known as? Is it Lady Goo, Queen Go-Go, or Lady Gaga? Who's Stephanie Germanotta, better known as? Lady Goo, Queen Go-Go, or Lady Gaga? So it's one thing knowing the answer, it's another thing getting it right. So 16 people got that right. Lady Gaga, of course it is. So let's see the very first leaderboard and let's see who was the fastest, and you'll see how this works now. So Sakura scores the most points. You were the fastest, followed by Tom, followed by Croc, Barefoot Contessa, Stingalicious, Homer, E.T., The Hustler, Wolfmeister, and Snuggles. You have great fun telling your teacher. Yeah, Snuggles, that was me. Absolutely. So well done, Sakura. And you are at the top of the leaderboard, but we have 4 more questions to go. So question 2 of 5. And remember, the faster you answer, the more points you get. So here we go. In computer science, what does USB stand for? We use them every day. What does it stand for? Is it ugly silicone branding, unique socket breaker, or universal serial bus? In computer science, what does USB stand for? Ugly silicone branding, unique socket breaker, or universal serial bus? And it's universal serial bus. 10 people got that right. So let's see what happens now to our leaderboard. And it's not just about getting it right, it's about how fast you can do it. So let's see who's the fastest that time. And it was Wolfmeister got it there fastest, quickest answer, and we have a change at the top of the leaderboard. So Rian has taken over at the top, followed by Finn D. Wolfmeister, by being fastest, is in 3rd place, followed by Laura, Niall, Belle, Linda, Bianca, Chris, and Snuggles is still there on the front page. So let's go for our 3rd question. Remember, it isn't just about getting the answer right, it's about getting it quickly. So the more points you'll get by answering as fast as you can. Which of the following counties do not border County Meath? Offaly, Leitrim, or Kildare? Which of the following counties do not border County Meath? Offaly, Leitrim, or Kildare? Time is just up, and the answer, of course, is it's Leitrim. And your geography teachers are all going nuts at the moment because 10 of you thought Offaly, but you're right beside Offaly and it runs right up to the border. So there you go. So Leitrim is the correct answer. So let's see what happens there. Who was the fastest and what that has done to our leaderboard. Oh, big changes afoot here. So Rian takes over. He was the fastest with the answer there. Well done, Rian. You've taken over the top spot, but very closely followed by Finn D, Wolfmeister's there, Josh Lowry, Laura, Niall, Will, Belle, Linda, and Bianca. So here we go. On to our second last question. Question 4 of 5. Remember, the top 2 win a voucher valued at €100 each. Who was James Bond immediately before Daniel Craig? And the hint is he was born in Meath. Is it Pierce Brosnan, Timothy Dalton, or Roger Moore? Who was James Bond immediately before Daniel Craig? Pierce Brosnan, Timothy Dalton, or Roger Moore? And the answer, of course, is Pierce Brosnan, a very proud Meath man. 17 people got that right. Well done. And let's see what happens to our leaderboard now. With only one more question to go. Who was the fastest on that one? Let's see how we go. Oh, Belle was the fastest on that one. Well done, Belle. You've jumped up and contesting now for one more question to go. Rian is holding on to the top spot. Well done, Rian. You've got a really good lead now. So it's all down to the last question. Get this right and you could be doing pretty well. But you're followed very closely for the second place finish is Finn D, Wolfmeister, Laura, Belle, Will, Niall, Linda, Chris and Bianca. So here it is, the final question to decide our two winners for the One for All vouchers valued at €100 each. Remember, the faster you answer, the more points you get. What was the name of the TV show which saw celebrities perform while disguised as various animals? Was it Celebrity Singer, Singing Masked, or The Masked Singer? What was the name of the TV show which saw celebrities perform while disguised as various animals? Celebrity Singer, Singing Masked, or The Masked Singer? And of course, the correct answer was The Masked Singer. We've got 11 people got that right, but now let's see what happens to our final leaderboard. Who wins? And it's the top two places that win the vouchers. So let's have a quick look. They're adding up. Belle was the fastest there. But we have two winners. We have Rian. Well done, Rian. You have won a voucher for €100, but also Wolfmeister. Now, you've got to identify yourself to your teacher and say, yeah, Wolfmeister, that was me. So well done to Rian and well done, Wolfmeister. You are the winner of our quiz today. And congratulations on those two prizes, which is not too shabby. It is two vouchers for €100 one going to Rian and one going to Wolfmeister. So well done. Now let's start getting into our results. So I'm going to bring back Joe English, and we have a couple of announcements to make, and we'll go through it. Joe, how are you? Welcome back.
I'm great. Wow, that was some inspirational speaker, Jack, wasn't he?
He's just phenomenal. He really is. And, you know, all of us, we all will face adversity in our lives. And I think he describes it very well. If we're not, we're flatlining. You know, life is all about going up and down like a heartbeat. But he's certainly, he's certainly leading that path of inspiration.
Yeah, I'd like to thank him for taking the time this morning to talk on the awards. He was superb.
Yeah, no, thank you, Jack, and it's very much appreciated. So down to the business end, Joe, let's kick things off. So we're going through the junior category, and then we have some special category awards, and then we'll go for the intermediate, and then we will do the senior. So let's kick it off. The very first award is the junior category, and it is the Highly Commended Award. So we have our little drummer standing by with the drum rolls, and here he comes. So the winner, Highly Commended Junior category, over to you, Joe.
It's Eureka in Kells, and it's Bianca's Wooden Wonderland, and Bianca Boratniska. I hope I pronounced it correctly.
Well, we'll give it a cheer to mask the surname if we've mispronounced it, but Bianca Boratniska, well done for Bianca's Wooden Wonderland in Eureka in Kells. Congratulations, you win the Highly Commended Award. The next position is the third place position in the junior category. So over to you, Joe. Third place, junior category. Over to you, Joe.
It's Eureka in Kells, and it's the macrame crystal necklaces brought to you by Jennifer McKenna.
Congratulations, Jennifer McKenna. Some macrame crystal necklaces. Well done, and you are in third position, and a worthy acknowledgement of your entry there in that one. So the junior category, the runner-up. Here we go.
Okay, the runner-up in the junior category, Eureka in Kells, and it's Quilcha Cards by Ruby Leddy.
Congratulations, Ruby Leddy. Quilcha Cards, a super entry, and you know, in any other year could have won, was what one of the judges actually said, because it was so tight in this category. But we have a winner, and the junior category winner for 2022 is
Eureka in Kells, with CNC creations from Kiva Mines and Clodagh Smith.
Congratulations, Quiva and Clodagh. So CNC Creations, they are county and club collectible miniature hat creations. And we saw you in the montage there early on. So well done. Congratulations to you both. Let's move on to the intermediate category. So we have a really unusual one. The judges couldn't split them. Joe, the judges couldn't split them. And I know you were one of the judges and they just couldn't be split. So we have highly commended joint winners in the intermediate category. So let's do them one at a time. Here's a drum roll. And the very first winner is
St. Patrick's Classical School, and it's Sweet Tooth from Jake Rogers.
Congratulations, Sweet Tooth and Jake Rogers. And we have a second winner, and that is...
Again, St. Patrick's Classical School, and it's Castle Wallets. And that's brought to you. Cian
Congratulations. Yeah, so Cian, Oisín and Niall. Well done. So joint winners in the highly commended category, and that one of the intermediates. So let's go for the third place, Joe.
Yeah. Winner of the third place is St. Patrick's Classical School, and it's Navan Dog Services with Adam, Simon and Callum.
Congratulations, Adam Talon, Simon Dyson and Callum Bartley. Navan Dog Services, you are third position and in the intermediate category. So we go for our runner-up.
Runner-up is St. Patrick's Classical School, and it's The Manager's Notebook by Alex, Philip, Senan and Christopher.
Congratulations, Alex Sheridan, Philip Smith, Senan Duffy and Christopher Stapleton, The Manager's Notebook. And a worthy runner-up, again, a very tough category, but we have a winner, and the intermediate category winner for 2022. Over to you, Joe, to announce it.
Okay, it is Eureka in Kells, and it's Ava's Calf Enterprise from Ava Calleary.
Well done, Ava. So rearing and selling calves and a complete enterprise there. So congratulations, Ava, representing Eureka Kells. And all our congratulations go to you. A very worthy winner. And it was super. So, Joe, thanks a million. I'm going to bring you back then for the senior awards. But we have a couple of other category awards that we have to go through. So, special category awards, My Entrepreneurial Journey. So here we go. And the winner is the piano corrector, Alex Sheridan. So congratulations, representing St. Patrick's Classical School and My Entrepreneurial Journey. It's followed you all the way through from last September when you were coming up with the idea all the way through to the piano corrector. So well done, Alex. Now, we mentioned social media earlier on, and Jack commented there how much he was blown away by all the entries, because the montage really showed the value of social media and marketing. You can have the most amazing business on the planet. If nobody knows about it, you have no business. So, Social Media Award goes to... And it's Bombs Away, Sophie McDermott, Chloe Cahill from Dunshaughlin Community College. Well done, Sophie. And well done, Chloe. We saw your luxury hot chocolate bombs all over social media. And a very worthy winner on that one. So another special category award, the Innovation Award. And this was another tough category because everybody was coming up with very unique solutions, but one stood out. So the special category award... innovation goes to Wool Sabres, Ben Clark, Daniel Gallivan and Matthew McDonough from St. Patrick's Classical School. Well done, Ben, Daniel and Matthew. So a real high quality compost made from waste wool and organic matter. And you win the Innovation Award. So another special category award, intellectual property. So it's one thing coming up with an idea, it's another thing about protecting it and being aware of the challenges around that area. So drum roll, and our winner, intellectual property award, goes to Element Gang Shuffle, Kellyanne Akan from St. Oliver's Post Primary. So it was educational trading card game based on chemical elements and compounds. And knew how to protect that. So well done to Kellyanne. So well done. Now, the best commercial potential, another special merit award. And this was awarded to the business that felt going forward could be really commercialized and be very viable in its endeavors. So the best commercial potential goes to Ballooniacs, Luke Crawley, Finian Duffy, Dunshaughlin Community College, creating decorative balloon structures for all different occasions. And we saw you there in some of the montages that we had. Now, I'm going to bring back in Yvonne and Joe on screen because we have our Teachers Prize coming back. So I'll just bring you in. We mentioned it earlier on, but it's really about mentioning it again and thanking the teachers on what they've done this year. And this is just a small token of thanks where we have some prizes to give. And it's €200, 2 vouchers, €200 to 2 teachers. But I know you wanted to thank all the teachers before we did the draw.
Yeah, well, I mean, this competition cannot happen without the teachers. Their time and support is just amazing. The help they give to the entrants as they go through the whole process, the way they facilitate Yvonne and Serena when they're organizing, I mean, it's just amazing. It could not be done without them. And we thank you, every single teacher who's involved.
And Yvonne, you've been working very closely with them, yourself and Serena, and I know you wanted to say thank you as well.
Yes, I'd love to say thank you to all the teachers. They have been fantastic this year, and they don't have an easy job. They are the first sounding boards for those ideas, and then they turn into mentors and motivators, and then pulling it all together at the end is not an easy job. And they have done fantastically well and kept us on our toes and they've just been fantastic. So thank you to all the teachers. You make our job easier, and your students really appreciate you. You are to be commended. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So we put all the names into a hat and we did a draw, and we have 2 winners. So a €200 voucher to each teacher, and the first teacher out of the hat is... It is Adele Cawley from O'Carolan College in Nobber. So well done, Adele. There's a €200 voucher on its way to you. And our second teacher it's Laura Sheridan, Eureka Secondary School in Kells. So congratulations, and your prize is on the way to you. So thank you, Yvonne, and thank you, Joe. Joe, I'll see you shortly for the senior awards. We're nearly there. We're getting them. So let's move on to the couple of other special awards that we have. The Enterprising School Spirit Award. Now, this is a really unique acknowledgement of all the schools that have entered, but we wanted to award €1,000 to the winning school based on the entreprising spirit that was experienced with their entries and by the teachers and all the efforts they put in. So the winner of the Enterprising Spirit School Award it's going to St. Peter's College. Congratulations, St. Peter's College. The teachers there, Tanya Bastick, Jerry Harvey, Shirley Dixon, Clara Milia, and Sarah Jane O'Carroll. And these were some of the entries from St. Peter's College. We mentioned them earlier on. Congratulations on winning the Enterprising Spirit School Award. Now, another special category award, Creative Idea Video Competition. And we saw so many videos being used on TikTok and on Instagram, and the creativity around it was extraordinary. So we've given a prize for the Creative Idea Video Competition, and that goes to Easy Maths of St. Patrick's Classical School and Kevin Cooney. So well done, Kevin. You win the Creative Video Competition. Now, Joe, I'm going to bring you back because we're at the business end now. So the senior category, highly commended. So we have highly commended, we've third place runner-up, and the winner who will be representing County Meath in the national final in May to be announced. So here we go. First of all, the highly commended in the senior category, and we'll go for our couple of final drum rolls. Here they come. Over to you, Joe.
And the winner is Colostan and Me and Fresh Awakenings.
Congratulations, Fresh Awakenings, Chloe Dowdall, Ciara Gnocchi and Scott Hayes, representing Coláiste na Mí. Fresh Awakenings, congratulations on highly commended in the senior category. Now, third place, we'll go for a drum roll again. In the senior category, third place, and that goes to
St. Kieran's in Kells and Model Airlines.
Congratulations, Niall O'Reilly, Joshua Renahan, Ethan Tilbury and Finn Dwyer. Model Airlines from St. Kieran's in Kells takes our third spot. Our runner-up in the senior category is...
Our runner-up is Eureka and Kells, and it's Jars of Joy.
Congratulations to Ciara Murphy, Ava Byrne, Jars of Joy, representing Eureka and Kells. Congratulations, runner-up in this year's Meath Student Enterprise Programme 2022. But the big one, the winner, the team that will represent County Meath in the national final in May in the senior category is...
Winner is St. Patrick's Classical School, and it's Barelda.
Congratulations, Matthew Keeley and Theo Staunton, Barelda. And this was using recycled poly drums to make essential farm equipment such as calf feeders. So congratulations, Matthew. Congratulations, Theo. No pressure, but you're going to be representing Meath in the county final in May in the Helix. So congratulations to you both. Joe, worthy winners.
Oh, absolutely. Just when you look at the product and you look at the fact it's recycled and the quality of the product and just the initiative behind it, I think they're on track to be a great winner in the national competition, and I wish them every success.
Oh, thank you, Joe. And we'll watch this space. It is a very unique and innovative solution to some problems that many of our local farmers in County Meath are finding, from sustainability and reusability. And it was a great, great idea. So we wish them the very best. Joe, thank you for all the help with the local enterprise office and supporting the student enterprise program again this year. Thank you to Serena and Yvonne. And I'll bring Yvonne back on to say hi, of course. Thank you very much. And I think, Jack, you're still there, I think, absolutely. So I'm going to bring you back because we want to say thank you very much. The comments are flying in, and thank you for your comments earlier on and your words of inspiration. Really appreciate it.
So happy to be here, guys. And it is really heartwarming to see the work that's gone on and to think about how many people are involved in making something like this happen, you know. Like Joe talking about just how hard it was to decipher who the winner would be, and the time that goes into that. But behind that is the time that all the students have put in, the teachers and the people delivering the programs and so on. And so it takes a village, doesn't it?
It certainly does, yeah. And the village becomes a county and becomes hopefully the national champions. So no pressure, guys, but we wish you the very best of luck. Joe, Yvonne and Jack, I think the best thing we can do is give a tribute and show the montage again of all the entries just before we close out. So here it is. Oh, it's fantastic. And it's great to see them all again on the screen. So thank you to all the students, all the teachers, all the schools, and all the judges who took part in this year's programme. We hope you all enjoyed your entrepreneurial experience, and we'd love to see many of you again next year. And we hope that when the time comes and you ever decide to start your own business, remember that the local enterprise office in Meath is there to help you. Look after each other, stay safe, keep innovating.